Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. How many times, if ever, have you heard the American side, Marco Rubio or Donald Trump or Vitkov, saying if the negotiations between the Russians and the Ukrainians stall or fail or no progress is made, the United States will walk away? Have you heard this? Well, okay. Then what? Because I walk away and then what? Have you thought about, okay, I walk away and then what am I going to do? I'm just going to go towards Japan? What am I going to do? Or I'm going to be walking away from the negotiations and I'm going to continue the fight against Russia. Which one is going to be? Because it's very important. Because if the United States of America, the guys in charge, say, if you guys don't get along and don't agree, you two both, to advance, to negotiate, to compromise, I will walk away from the negotiating process and I'm going to go back to finance and provide Ukraine with everything and even more against Russia. If that's the case, if that's the one scenario, then the Ukrainians have no reasons to negotiate. They could stall how much they want the negotiations with the Russians because this will advantage them. They will have them, have the American support. On the other hand, if the Americans are saying, if we are walking away, Ukraine and Russia, we're going to take everything, we're going to take our toys with us and everything else, that would have the Russians cheer and say, okay, how about we stall everything? Therefore, the Americans will be gone. And when they're gone, we're going to fuck you up now. So you see, this threat depends on what's the next step. And I have here Donald Trump explaining to us what does he mean about walking away. And this is the article I'm going to discuss today. And not only, because I'm going to have a few more articles to show you what the Europeans are doing if this guy is walking away or not. So Trump states he is ready to back away from Ukraine-Russia talks if progress isn't made. So if progress isn't made by these two guys, the United States of America is going to back away. And then it's going to be, which way you go, white man? You go towards continuing what you started? Or you're going to say, okay, that's it, it's yours, we didn't lose, because we didn't start anything, so we let you deal with the Europeans, which is going to be a certain loss against the Russians. So let's read, because in this article we might get a hint of what Trump means by backing away or walking away. So US President Donald Trump has stressed that he is ready to back away from the peace talks on ending Russia's war against Ukraine if there is no progress. So now it depends on you walk away in what way. Take your toys or don't take your toys. You bring more toys. Then we're going to see who celebrates and who will stall the progress. Trump stated that he asked Russian leader Vladimir Putin during their 2-hour telephone conversation when he was going to end this bloodshed in Ukraine. So Putin will end. So what is Putin supposed to do? Is this what Putin is supposed to do? Okay, stop the fight. Our military, all the troops back in the whatever, leave Donbass and Crimea, give it back, and all the people over there will be treated nicely by the Ukrainians when they come over. We're going to give you about $1 trillion in reparation to your foreign companies to rebuild Ukraine. We're going to allow you to come with NATO next to our thing. I will commit that guy in the Kremlin. You're going to put a Navalny in my place, and that's it. Problem solved. Is it what Putin is supposed to do? I mean, are you crazy? Putin is not going to do that. All right? So this is what the West expects in their Hollywood, delusional, simulation mind they have. That's what they think that Putin will do. They know Putin will not do that, but they portray it as if Putin has to do that. Are you crazy? I mean, this is idiotic. So let's see what Trump said. Quote from Trump, I said, when we are going to end this bloodshed, this bloodbath. You see here? Trump stated that he asked Putin during the 2-hour telephone conversation when he was going to end, but his quotation is when we are going. So that's already a fucking lie by interpretation, Ukrainska Pravda. Anyway, so that's why you have to, as I always said, when I read articles and when I listen to people, I feel like I'm in a 2 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, it is night, outside, and I come from a bar, let's say, and I want to take a shortcut, and the shortcut goes through this very narrow alley with no lights. But I know in that, because I can smell it, it's a lot of urine and shit. So all on the ground there's some, but I can't really see it. It's like a little shades of gray, of darkness, okay? You know there is because you can smell it. So you stop jumping from one. That's how I feel when I read these articles. This is the bombs that I have to realize and read from the neck to from one sentence to another to say this what? No. It's an interpretation. It's not when you. It's when we. So Sam, I feel like jumping and and then at the end of the alley, let's say it's about 10-meter long alley. So that's about 11 yards. So it's about 33 feet long. After that, I go to the light and I go to my shoes and scrape them because I definitely stepped on some shit out there. So this is what I feel when I hear Kallas speaking, Ursula, Starmer, Macron, and these guys, and I read garbage from the Western media especially. I have to be like, okay, here we go again. I have to make sure I don't step on shit. Sometimes I do, obviously, because contrary to the people's opinion, I'm not perfect. Let's move on. All right. So here, when are we going to end this bloodshed? This bloodshed. It's a bloodshed, and I do believe he wants to end it. Trump also said that if he believes he cannot help, he will back away from the talks. From the talks, back away, not from the war. He added that very big egos are involved here. Quote from Trump, I tell you, big egos involved, but I think something's going to happen. Like up or down, he doesn't say that. And if it doesn't, I just back away and they're going to have to keep going. This is the answer. They are going to have to keep going. I just back away and they have to keep going. In what? In the war or in the negotiations? When asked if he requested to meet Putin during their conversation, Trump responded that he talked to him about it. And that's it, you need to know. CNN added that earlier Trump implied that he and Putin would have to meet directly to end the war. And I'm quoting, of course I did. I talked to him about it, mentioned Trump. In addition, Trump said that some progress has been made from the conversation with Putin. The bottom line is this. Who controls the guys in charge of Ukraine? That's the bottom line. Ukraine is not independent. And why am I saying this? Remember the Americans, the guys in charge of America, the guys seemingly in charge of America. I have to, again, that's a shit I have to jump around. Why? These guys are just the stewards of America. The real owners are above them, okay? They're the interests. Those are the real owners. These are just the stewards, the guys who manage for them the country's affairs and the international garbage. That's what it is. So, we have Trump here. How many times did you hear the guys, the stewards of the United States of America saying, that guy, that leader needs to go. That leader needs to go. Have you heard that? I heard it with Slobodan Milosevic from Yugoslavia. He needs to go. They decided he needs to go. And he was gone. And then they said Saddam Hussein needs to go. He was gone. Then they said Gaddafi, he needs to go. He was gone. And then they said the Taliban needs to go. They're gone. And now they're back. And then they said Syrian, Assad needs to go. He's gone. So why don't we hear them saying, if let's say Zelensky says, no, I'm not gonna do it. And the Americans say, okay, he needs to go. I want to hear Rubio. I want to see Lindsey Graham. Okay, I want to see him saying he needs to go because he is the barrier between the peace. When are we going to hear that? That tells me he's their boy as well. Or they can't? I don't think they can't. I think they can. So again, when this guy says some progress has been made and me and Putin and I will decide. Okay, you decide. And then you're gonna tell Zelensky. And what if Zelensky says no? Then you go to he needs to go? Or maybe he's your boy and he's gonna say yes. You see, everything goes how much power, how much control you have over Ukraine. And you have, I would say, full control. Why? I take my toys, you're dead in 2 weeks. That's it. The Europeans are baboons. The Europeans will be like a little chicken in the yard when the cat goes around them, or a fox, just like that. And they pretend to be all tough, but in reality, they're just paper garbage. And I'm going to show you. So from this one, it seems like I'm going to let them, he says here, they have to, where's that? They're going to have to keep going at war or in negotiations. And they have to keep going. What am I going to do? Because definitely, if the United States of America takes his toys, Russia wins in no time, takes over. If these guys stay on, then it's going to be the same garbage, eternal war until, something happens. And that's along the road. Therefore, depending on what US will do, these guys will negotiate in bad or good faith. Both sides. So let's see what the Europeans are doing in the same time. In the meantime. New voice of Ukraine. Zelensky warns of consequences if Russia stalls peace talks. So we go here. They're going to have to keep going. So then if back away, if talks progress isn't made, and this guy already threatens, this is from May 20th, and this article is from May 20th as well. This is from midnight. So it was Monday to Tuesday. Trump said this, and today at 7 a.m., at 8 a.m., he said, wants consequences if Russia starts peace talks. So he has no interest to continue. You see, Russia, you're going to stall it, but I'm going to negotiate in bad faith. I'm going to stall each and every time by pointing out that it's you, actually. Our media will portray it as such because they're together. That's a fact. And then the Americans will back away, and they will help whom exactly? It seems like, judging by Zelensky's threat, that he's on his side. They're not going to take their toys away. I mean, you have a big monster to feed over there. Financial monster, military monster, energy monster. So Ukrainian President Zelensky is very interested that almost always, they start with Ukrainian president. They have to understand that if you don't believe he's Ukrainian, you gotta get it in your memory that he is by Pavlovian conditioning, by repetition, that he is Ukrainian. Okay, right? He's Ukrainian. He's not the president of Ukraine. Rarely see that. You see, he's always Ukrainian. Why? That gives you away, man. Warned that Russia will face tough consequences if it continues to present unrealistic demands in peace negotiations, following the call with Finnish president. Since when Finland has such a big dick, I would like to know. What the We informed each other about our contacts with partners and discussed details of yesterday's conversation with presidents of the United States of America. Zelensky said, according to him, diplomacy aimed at peace must be well coordinated and focused on tangible outcomes, accusing Russia, again, of stalling to prolong the war and occupation. Do you think the Russians, as I said, Putin is going to do what I said at the beginning? Putin will not do that. You have to deal with the realities. That means it's going to be war. So one of you have to give up. Who's going to speak? That's who's going to speak. Not this. This. Right there. Oh my God, look at that. All right, I was impressed. Surprised. I was like, damn, Schwarzenegger, right there. We are working with our sanctions, emphasize, negotiate realistic proposals. Now, if the Americans are really in charge of Zelensky, they will say, shut the fuck up, sit down, and that's it. But it seems like they're not. Or if they are, they play together in the same team, good cop, bad cop, which the Russians already know. And that's the first one. The second one, I'm going to show you who knows what the Russians do and what Russians think. These are the German defense minister, Mr. Pistorius, who is probably going to be very much advanced. He's going to be promoted in the European garbage. I guarantee you that. Remember, von der Leyen had his post before she was parachuted as the European Commission president, von der Leyen. She was the defense minister of Germany. German defense minister, after Trump's Putin call, Russia not ready for concessions. Didn't Trump say that Russia is ready for concessions? He did. So who's lying? An unelected bureaucrat in the hands of the arms manufacturing companies, Pistorius, or Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America? I mean, I'm not using that as, oh my God, here, Trump must tell the truth. But this guy, according to my information, he's a guy on someone's payroll. Now you can say Trump is on the payroll of Pentagon and all this interest in military industrial complex. Could be. But Trump said something and this guy said no. Why? Why could Pistorius say that? Because we go to the first article. If talks progress isn't made, and these guys already tells us, no, Russia is not ready. So please stall them so the Americans can back away from negotiations and go and, this gave it away as well, gonna make consequences. And the next one, and I think this is the last baboon right here, Lithuanian defense minister on Trump-Putin call, like a broken record. This is the reason, one of the reasons why Lithuania will always lose a war against anybody. Or maybe not against Great Britain because they have another guy of the same kind. That's the reason why she is the defense minister. Not that guy, this girl. All right, good job. That's why Lithuania will always lose. Got it? From Emil Kosman right here. My friends, the war will continue. And when I'm going to hear Trump saying Zelensky must go, because he already said it, not that he must go. He said that Zelensky is a tyrant without elections. And he said as well that not Putin is the person who blocks peace, but someone else. So he's one step, he has one move in chess, checkmate right there, in order to say Zelensky must go. He is just crazy. And he will go. We're going to find out if he has the power to do that, if the Brits are going to veto Trump's decision. But it seems like they might be talked to one another. It's just a game. I can't believe Trump cannot remove that guy. Well, this tyrannical. The United States did it before so many times. What are you talking about? It's about human lives. Those guys said they want to negotiate. Oh, they don't want to? Okay, they want to stall it because Pistorius said that. Pistorius has an interest, which is feed his promoters, which are... Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.